Hey guys, it's Jordan Hetrick, and one of the main features of the Ace Pro is its low light capabilities. So I've had a lot of questions from you guys wondering how to get the best shots in low light, and in this tutorial for the Ace Pro, I want to give you some of my favorite low light tips. For those of you who are new here, my name is Jordan Hetrick. I'm a longtime photographer, cinematographer, and I'm also the best-selling author of books about how to use action cameras, including my book for the Ace Pro, which covers everything from start to finish and everything you need to know about the Ace Pro. You can check out the link for that book in the video description below. But in this video right now, I just want to share some of my favorite tips to help you guys capture some amazing low light videos. So let's go check it out. First, let me just show you the best settings to use with the Ace Pro when you're filming in low light. Now, when you're filming in low light scenes, it's always best to use a slow frame rate. So you can record in regular video mode at 24 or 30 frames per second. And when you do, that's going to allow more light to come in and just kind of help your low light filming shots. But the Ace Pro has a special mode for low light scenes called Pure Video. So if you just swipe over from the middle of the screen, you'll see right here there's Pure Video mode. And Pure Video mode is designed specifically for those low light scenes. So I recommend you switch over to Pure Video mode to start filming. Now, there's not a lot of settings available in Pure Video mode. They've kind of automated the setting so that you can just get the best shots possible kind of with what they think is going to work best. On the main settings for Pure Video mode, just tap on this little icon here where it says 4K, and you can select the aspect ratio. Just select 16:9 is going to be your normal widescreen. Recording time, I'll just choose infinity, so it'll just record as long as you want. And then for resolution, you might as well film at 4K because that's going to be the highest quality video. Even though the Ace Pro records 8K, Pure Video mode only goes up to 4K. And that's because it's going to be able to use that larger sensor to help improve those low light videos. And for frame rate, it really depends on what you're going to be editing your videos to. The options are 30, 25, or 24. If you're going to be editing your videos to export them at 24 frames per second, I do recommend choosing 24 frames per second because that's just going to give the camera more time to bring in the light for each frame. It's just going to help give you a slight improvement, but there's not really a huge difference between 30 and 24 frames per second. If you do have a preference for 30, go for it and use that. You've also got this little icon here that allows you to zoom in 2 times. Because the Ace Pro uses an 8K sensor, it's just gonna get some nice zoom when you want those tighter shots. And then as far as the other settings over here, you've got just 3 settings. There's no manual settings on Pure Video mode. So there's the EV comp, which you can just leave at 0. There's a low light stabilization, which I recommend turning on. That's just gonna help improve that low light stabilization. Action cameras have a hard time with stabilization in low light. A lot of times you'll see jittery effects. And if you turn that on, that's designed to help improve that in this Pure Video mode. And then for white balance, I just recommend leaving it to auto, unless you're an experienced filmmaker and you know which white balance you want to choose. Some people like to use like 3200 for night shots to get more of those true colors, but the camera does a pretty good job of deciding itself. So those are just a few basic settings you can choose. Now let me show you some tips for actually what to capture, when to capture, and how to capture it. Also, I love creating these tutorials for you guys to help you get the best footage possible with your action cameras. So be sure to subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications so you can know about any of my latest videos as they come out. And also be sure to grab a book for the Ace Pro. It's got everything you need to know about all of the different modes and settings and all of the fun and creative things you can do with the Ace Pro. Now let's look at some of those tips for capturing those low light videos with the Ace Pro. When should you use Pure Video mode versus regular video mode? Basically, any time that it's really low lighting, say after sunset or at night, for example, and it starts to look dark on your touch screen when you're filming, it's a great time to switch over to Pure Video mode. You can also use it in like forest scenes, for example, when you're mountain biking, if it's really shady, and that low light stabilization is going to help out a little bit. But specifically, it's designed for those night scenes, and it's just going to really optimize those conditions. You can really use it any time of the day, but one of the drawbacks is it doesn't have as rich of colors as you're going to get in your regular video mode. But anytime you're unsure if it's dark enough and you think it might be, just switch over to Pure Video mode and you can still capture a regular video there. So what kind of scenes work best with Pure Video mode? This is an interesting question because it's kind of a little different than I might have thought. I've really found that the best results have been in the night scene where there's a lot of lights from a city or just like background lights. So if you're traveling through a town, if you're driving at night, and obviously if you're in complete darkness, no camera is going to really capture any colors because there's not color there. Surprisingly, I found that a fill light, when it's really bright on the foreground, doesn't really look as good as if you have just normal lighting, like a little bit of ambient light, say from street lights, for example. it's actually going to do better with that than it is with a fill light on your camera. So that's kind of an interesting tip to know, especially if you're out vlogging or something. Just kind of look for some ambient light and you can get some nice shots using the pure video mode with that. You can also see here I've got a shot at sunset, and this looks great. The lighting was pretty low and I just wanted to make sure that I was able to capture a nice clear shot. So I used pure video mode for this shot here. If you guys have filmed a lot with the Ace Pro using pure video mode, be sure to leave comments down below just to let other people watching this video know what kind of scenes work best. It's great to get input from other people who are using this camera. Now that you know the best settings for low light videos using the Ace Pro and what scenes to film, I want to give you a few tips for when you're out there filming. Of course, because it's low light, even pure video mode is going to have some issues with stabilization. So it's best to hold your camera as steady as possible. If you can set it down, of course that's going to be the best because it's going to not have any movement and you won't get any jitters. But if you can just hold your camera really steady while you film, this is also going to give you great results. If you shake it while you're filming, it's still going to get some jitters in that stabilization and not look so good. Also, if you want that extra stability, you can hold your camera like this. That's going to naturally stabilize the camera just because of the weight of the camera and help you get more stable shots and help that stabilization with the pure video mode, since low light's kind of hard for these action cameras to stabilize. Also, you can't see the full effects of the pure video mode while you're filming because it's processing it in the camera. But when you go to play back the videos, either on the touchscreen or on one of Insta360's apps, you're going to be able to see the results of how that pure video affected those shots. And you can get some really amazing shots with the Insta360 Ace Pro in those low light scenes. Also, any videos that you record in pure video mode can be edited with all of your other video content. It's just going to create a normal video that you can bring into your timeline or the Insta360 apps and add to your edits. Of course, there won't be the ability to play it back in slow motion because you're recording at a lower frame rate, which is what's really needed for any low light shots. Also, just have fun with it. It's really nice to be able to film with an action camera like the Ace Pro in those low light scenes. So if you just keep it in your pocket and you're out on the town and you see somewhere that looks really cool, some colored lights, for example, just pull the Ace Pro out and you get some really cool footage with it. I hope that helps you guys get some better low light footage with your Ace Pro. It's a really powerful little camera and I think you're really going to like it. If you haven't played with it much, get out there and have more fun with it. You can pick up a camera in the video description below if you haven't gotten one. I'd love to help you guys out. Have fun out there. See you next time.